A very good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the program Times Exclusive, airing on Times Network. My name is Brian Banda. Glad you could join us. The program tonight is coming to you courtesy of Rainbow Paints.
I love brilliant green on my walls. I love signal red, sweet lime, electric blue. I just love golden yellow.
You get all that and more at Rainbow Paints. Imagine a water-based paint that is water-resistant. Imagine a paint that is absolutely washable to remove dirt. And it guarantees you 10,000 cleaning scrubs over its lifespan without losing its luster. There can only be one paint that does just that, and that paint is Acrylic Sheen. Get yours today at all leading hardware stores. Rainbow Paints. Peace of mind. Part of the deal.
My guest in this edition of the program is the Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Mark Botomani, who is also Member of Parliament for Zomba-Chisi constituency. Honorable Botomani is also the government spokesperson. Tikutero kuti tikulandireni kuna kulikonse kumene mukutionera nthawi ino. Ndine Brian Banda ndi program inanso sabata ino ya Times Exclusive. Tachitika mwa ilero mulendo wathu ndi olemekezeka nduna azofalitsa nkhani amapitirizanso ICT ndi zina komanso ndi mneneri wa boma olemekezeka bambo Mark Botomani amenenso ndi phungu nyumba ya malamulo wa Zomba-Chisi. The Honorable Minister of Information, thank you very much for joining us tonight in Times Exclusive.
The pleasure is mine, Brian. Thank you.
Who is Honorable Botomani? A lot of people, they came to know Honorable Botomani when you were announced that you are now our Minister of Information. But who is this gentleman?
Thank you very much, Brian, for welcoming me in your program. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Mark, as you said, Mark Botomani, born and bred in the village in Zomba-Chisi constituency. From Chirumpa village, traditional authority Mwambo in Zomba. And I'm so excited and always proud that I was born and bred in the village. Okay. Because it is only now that I realize that my being raised in the village has helped me to be what I am today. Because when I started my political life, it did not take time for me to get in touch with the grassroots. And so I am always proud that I was raised in that setup. Both my parents were in the village, and in a way I'm a village boy. Yeah, so I started my political life way before you actually knew it. And now I am what I am. I believe it's all by the grace of God.
I hear you are a trained minister. Is that true? Minister, church minister. Church minister.
No, I'm not a trained church minister.
Okay.
I'm a Christian. Of course, I've gone through some studies in that regard, but I am not a trained minister, as you may call it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
And by the grace of God.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You have been in the office for a few months now. How is it going?
So far, so good. I'm always humbled that I am serving as a cabinet minister. For your information, I'm the first member of parliament to have come from Zomba-Chisi who is serving at cabinet level. So in other words, it's the first time that a member of parliament for Zomba-Chisi has been appointed a minister.
Never happened before?
No, this is the first time. That is why the people of Zomba-Chisi and myself are extremely grateful to His Excellency, the State President. Now, coming to your question, how is it going? So far, so good. I think it is an honor to serve His Excellency the President, the man with the vision to develop this country. As you know, he has made statements time and again that his concentration is not necessarily on politics. His concentration is on development. And so one should be proud, to be associated with that man whose agenda, primary agenda, is to save this country, to see this country develop. So I am really coming in at a time where, His Excellency is concentrating so much, on developing this country.
Do we need the Ministry of Information? I'm asking that question because in the West, such kind of portfolios are not necessarily there. Why the Ministry of Information?
Now, if you make your reference with the West, I don't think it is right that each and everything that happens in Africa, on the African continent, we should be modeling it with the West. You see, the dynamics of the Western world and the dynamics of the African continent are different. And so, yes, this is one of the most important ministries because it means that it transmits information from the government side to the people, because people need to know the truth. People need to be told what their government is doing. So I would argue, indeed, that this is a very important ministry. And it's already in Malawi.
I'm asking that question because others, especially in this part of Africa, they use the ministry for propaganda, to spread ideals probably of a party or of a government that is working at that particular time.
No, I think if you talk of propaganda, it depends what you mean by propaganda. Because the Minister of Information, and in this case in Malawi, the Minister of Information becomes the official government spokesperson. I am here not to spread propaganda. I am here to speak on behalf of government, on matters of policy, to inform the nation, to inform the world what this government is doing, what this government has done, and what this government is intending to do. So that is the information that needs to go.
What is your definition of a government then? Because we have been told to believe that government is people.
Of course, government is people.
Yeah, government is people.
There's a setup. There's a setup where there's a head of state and government who is the president in this scenario. Is His Excellency the President, and he appoints his cabinet, and I'm a member of the cabinet. So I speak for government. And if you talk about government as people, yes, government is comprised of everyone, in this country. But there has to be, a central point where everything has to be, concentrated and transmitted to the people in the.
So it's not propaganda.
No, I mean it's not propaganda.
Because it's like people have likened to the time of the Nazis that government machineries were able to spin doctor a certain kind of information to favor the ruling elites of that particular time.
No, Brian, at the end of the day, there has to be someone to speak for the institutions. Now that you have several institutions who have, which have, PROs or public relations officers, what do is they speak for those, particular institutions. It should not be everyone speaking for an institution. It should be, the information should be coming from one set institution or one set person who is representing that particular institution. So my primary responsibility is to speak for the setup for the institution, for government.
You have come at a time when Malawi is facing so many challenges. Demonstrations are now becoming part of the day. You were unpopular when you released a press statement a few months ago condemning demonstrations, but also saying you have not given, as government, you have not given any authorization for people to protest.
Let me correct you, Brian. That statement is in the public domain. And if you go back to that statement, it cannot tell you, or it does not say anything to do with stopping demonstrations. That statement, and there have been other statements as well, we have issued as and when we saw it necessary to issue statements. The statement which I think specifically you're referring to was basically to condemn the violent demonstrations that have been happening. We cannot stop demonstrations. We have no power to stop people demonstrating on any issue, because it is the their right, the constitutional right to demonstrate on any issue, as long as they are within within the ambits of the law. But what we have been opposing, and that's what we continue to oppose, that's what we continue to condemn, is the violent demonstrations that have been occurring in this country. And people's property, has been lost, and sadly there's some lives that have been lost just because of these violent demonstrations. And that's what we've been condemning.
I'm talking of the planned demonstrations that were happening at a time when the issue was in court. You issued a strong statement saying, we have not authorized any demonstrations. Anyone who is going to go on the street, force is going to meet with force.
No, you see, Brian, go back to that statement.
Yes.
The spirit of that statement says that...
But you understand the press release I'm referring to.
I do, because I'm the one who signs for those, press releases.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
You see, what we said there is that it is a constitutional right for every Malawian to demonstrate on any issue, like I have said, but we are opposed to violent demonstrations.
Yeah.
And at that particular time, on that specific, the press release you're talking about,
yes,
we had said that no council, or be it city council or district council, has issued permission to any person or any entity to go on the street to demonstrate. That's what we said.
Yeah.
But we didn't say that we are stopping demonstration, but we said, no. In this particular scenario, we have not, we have checked with all councils. We've checked with all, the city councils and district councils. There's no council that has really permitted or issued any permission to any entity or any person to go and demonstrate.
But you realize, Honorable Minister, that it is not the duty of councils or local municipalities to issue authorization.
Yeah, but they have to be informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the reason for informing them?
Informing and getting approval.
But wait a minute,
there
Brian.
are two different things, Honorable
Brian.
Minister.
Why should they? Why is it that they are informed? They are informed for them to allocate specific, places where demonstrations can take place, or in this case, streets or roads where demonstrations can take place, as and when they see it fit within the city council or within the district council. That's the whole reason. So at that point in time, we were saying, no, at this point, there is no council that we have checked with our councils, and there's no council that has issued any permission.
So it's not about permission.
Yeah, but
you understand.
But understand. I'm sure you understand the spirit of my my presentation, because the councils will have to be informed anyway.
Yes,
they'll have to be informed. And if you're informing someone,
yes,
they have the liberty to say yes or no.
I don't think so. Of course. I don't think so. They are informed so that they can prepare.
No,
give
these
guidance.
are custodians.
This is where you're supposed to go.
Brian, these are custodians of the of the councils. The councils, they know which street. If people go on this particular street to demonstrate, there is likelihood of of being chaotic. Maybe the roads are busy, or there's a hospital somewhere, and then you have maybe challenges if the ambulance, would want to be on that particular road. So they have the duty to allocate which particular street for demonstrators to go. So they have to be informed.
Why is it governments in Africa, including this government, is always afraid of protests? You're laughing, Honorable Minister.
Right, yes, it has never been afraid. I don't know of any government.
The impression.
No, wait a minute, let me answer your question.
Yes.
I don't know of any government in the world. And I have done a little bit of reading, and I have done a little bit of traveling. I've interacted with a number of government officials, including fellow ministers in the continent and in the region. I have not found any government that is afraid of demonstration or afraid of its people. Government is a custodian of peace. Government is there for the people. And this government, the administration of Professor Arthur Bida Mutharika, is not afraid of people.
Yeah, but when you say if you go out and do your protest, force will meet you with force, that's an indication that this is a government that is afraid of protest, isn't
it?
Not
at all. Brian, that statement came, you know, if you need to understand that statement in context. Because, you know, the head of state and government, President Professor Arthur Bida Mutharika, had time and again stood on the podium, you know, to condemn the violent protests. And you know, he made also that statement, I believe it was in Mangochi, where he said, yes, this time around, because we've said stop these violent demonstrations. Now, in this case, if you go ahead, of course, force will have to be met with force. The reason is people's property has to be protected. People's lives have to be protected. I am not sure, Brian, if you are happy with what has been happening during demonstrations, where a police officer, you know, area was undressed, a woman police officer was undressed, abused on the street. Police houses being burnt to ashes. A district council office in Karonga being burnt to ashes. A treasury office in Mzuzu, agriculture office in Mzuzu being burnt to ashes. People's businesses. I know of a friend, Brian, who is a small business person in Lilongwe, who got a loan from the bank. His property was vandalized. His business almost collapsed. These are the issues that the president had been saying, that this is not right. We should not continue like this. Why can't for once stop this and then concentrate on building the country? Because that's the most important thing. We need to build this country.
Do you know why people are protesting?
Well, of course, they have an agenda. I'm sure you know about it.
How are you understanding these protests?
Brian, we have said it before in our statements that we have issued from the ministry, that the issues that people are demonstrating on, they are issues to do with the elections. And our position has always been the same, that matters of elections are in court. And when matters are in courts, everything that happens, we wait for the verdict that will come from the courts. That's our position.
They are saying that the chairperson of Malawi Electoral Commission, Dr. Justice Jane Ansah, should resign. And that's why people are going on the streets. Now, instead of government addressing that concern, you are moving around in circles, avoiding the problem. Why is it difficult, Honorable Minister, for President Mutharika, who is the appointing authority in this matter, to ask Dr. Jane Ansah to resign?
Brian, I have just told you that the matters that are being demonstrated on and the agenda which they are pursuing is for the resignation of the chairperson of Malawi Electoral Commission, Justice Dr. Jane Ansah, SCC, for her to resign. Those matters are bordering on elections. And matters of elections are in court, Brian. And it is upon the courts to rule whether the elections went well or not. Because the tone that has been coming from the people that are organizing these demonstrations have been saying, Dr. Jane Ansah messed up the elections. But Brian, I would ask you, according to who? Because the issues of elections are in court. And all of us are waiting. Actually, the case, as we're speaking now, as you and me are speaking, the matter is in court.
Yeah, but the courts are not deciding on the fate of Jane Ansah.
So who has decided?
No, the people are saying, as we were waiting for the courts to decide, why can't Jane Ansah resign?
Which people, Brian?
The people that are marching.
Yeah, but where are they coming from?
Do you know where they're coming from?
No, I'm asking you.
No.
You are saying the people.
Yes.
Which people now? Because
there have been thousands and thousands of people.
No, Brian. No, Brian. That's why I've said that the matters of the general.
And we are not talking about the issue that is in court.
Yeah, but these are same. I don't think you can dichotomize these issues. I don't think you can separate the two. They're just one. This is a matter of elections. How does Dr. Jen Ansah coming in?
Because
she's coming in because
HRDC are saying if Jen Ansah steps down, then they will stop going on the streets.
Brian, matters of Dr. Jen Ansah, they are matters of elections. And these matters are in court. That's it. We're all waiting for the courts to say whether Malawi Electoral Commission announced credible results or not. That's all we're waiting for.
Why is it difficult, Honorable Minister, for the government to reach out to HRDC?
I don't think that's a question is relevant because, with due respect, Brian, because government has always been open to dialogue. You'll remember that most recently, His Excellency the President opened up his door for dialogue. And he actually allowed Public Affairs Committee to, to call on him for the same matters that are being demonstrated on. And they have had their discussions. And most recently also, you've seen or you have heard the Attorney General leading a team from government side, sitting down with HRDC to dialogue on the same matters. So that is why I'm saying that question does not arise.
Is that your understanding and definition of meaningful dialogue?
Why not, Brian? Where the head of state and government is involved, is it not? Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes.
Where the head of state and government is involved in that particular.
Involved in what?
Dialogue.
Which dialogue?
That's what I'm saying, Brian. Are you
yeah,
out of news?
Because
Brian, are you out of news?
No,
because Public Affairs Committee has been to State House meeting
but this issue is not only about Public Affairs Committee. Why can't President Mutharika?
Public Affairs Committee is one of the stakeholders.
Yeah, but why can't President Mutharika invite PAC, HRDC, the opposition parties to a roundtable discussion? Because that, to me, is what is definition of a meaningful dialogue.
Brian, no, I think that is your opinion. That is your opinion. But what I can say is that the president has opened up and government has opened up, and we have been engaged in.
Yeah, but matters. You realize what I'm talking about. To say the best meaningful dialogue was to see President Mutharika, Public Affairs Committee, Dr. Jen Ansah, HRDC, the opposition, Dr. Chakwera and Chirima there, and having a discussion. No, that to me shows someone who is interested in dialogue, isn't it?
Brian, I think we need to separate these things. We need to separate these things. You're mentioning of people that have taken matters of elections to court. You've mentioned Dr. Chakwera, Dr. Salos Chirima. These people are in court. They're contesting. They're contesting legitimacy of His Excellency the President. They're in court.
Yeah.
So
what is PAC discussing with him then? With President Mutharika?
PAC is one of the stakeholders in this matter.
So if these matters are in court, what are they discussing?
They're discussing on the issues that have now arisen from the same the same scenario of demonstrating. Mm-hmm. Yes, because that is why it's a puzzle to us, even to many Malawians, to say why demonstrating when matters of elections are in court. That's it. It is always.
So we should do away with any dialogue because the matter is in court. Is that what I'm getting from
Brian,
you?
I think you're mixing up things. You have asked me the question.
Yeah.
Whether there is meaningful dialogue
mm-hmm.
from the side of government, and I have said yes, that even the first citizen himself has opened up his doors for people to come and talk to him on this particular matter.
That's where I have a problem.
And you know what?
That's where I have a problem.
But
because as a leader,
yes.
he is supposed not only to open, but to call. Why can't he? Has he made any call to Dr. Chakwera? Has the president made any call to Dr. Salos Chirima? Has the president made any call to Timothy Ntambo and the Gift Trapens to say, gentlemen, what is your worry? Let's come and discuss.
Brian, I think...
Because opening the doors and making a call, they are two different things, isn't
Okay,
it?
you mean a telephone call?
I don't know how you... I don't know how you understand making...
No, Brian.
Yeah.
No, Brian, let's not reduce the head of state to that level. The head of state,
to what level?
To that level you're talking about.
So you mean the head of state cannot sit down
wait a minute.
with these people?
No, he has always done that, and he continues to
When
do
was
that.
the last time he sat down with
In fact, Brian, there are certain
Town?
meetings that take place behind cameras. It's not every meeting that the president will be saying, I am here talking to
So you want to tell this television?
There's so many meetings that the president has, on many matters.
You want to
and it's
tell
not all the time
you
that
want
he'll
to
be
tell
coming.
this television that the president has been talking to Gift Trapens and Timothy Ntambo?
I have not said that, Brian.
So what are you telling me?
I have not said.
What
I
are
have
you
not
telling
said
me
that?
then?
You see what? Timothy Ntambo and who is the other one?
Gift Trapens. Yes.
They are leading HRDC, right? And these are the people that are leading the protests, the violent protests, right? And these are the people that have, paired with the opposition parties to take part in the demonstration.
Paired? I don't know.
Oh, but of course you've seen them together, isn't it? In the streets.
What I know is that the opposition have attended.
You're a churchman.
But we're not talking about church here. Honorable Minister,
I want you to.
We are not talking about church here.
Churchman.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
I cannot independently confirm whether Ntambo and the opposition have parted, have teamed together.
They're together in the streets, right? Are they not?
What I have seen is
wait a minute,
no. What I have seen is that Dr. Chakwera and Dr. Chirima have sometimes attended a protest.
You have confirmed my point.
They have.
So in that case, then these are people that have taken the matter to court against the president. So why can't we just wait for the verdict?
So the president cannot hear these people out.
I'm not saying that.
We have to take a short break.
We have actually said, let's finish this. I have actually said the president has been meeting people, including Public Affairs Committee. And the president has actually directed the Attorney General to lead a team from government side to sit down with
and
these
I'm
people.
saying you can do more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is your opinion. We can take a break now. That is your opinion.
Honorable Minister, the break will come from me. The break will come from me.
Yeah, but that's your opinion.
Yeah, but these things, it's not about just opening the doors.
No, Brian, what is the most
President
important
Mutharika should be seen to be in charge and asking for dialogue. That's what
He
Malawians are saying.
He has always done that. The president has always done that because he's a peace builder. He's a national builder. He has made statements time and again, to say this country needs building. And he's been leading.
And he has also made threats.
What kind of threats, Brian?
No.
That was the campaign time. It doesn't even mean...
Let's take a short break then. Let's take a short break then. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Thank you,
in case you're just joining us, this is Times exclusive airing on Times Television. My name is Brian Banda. I'm joined by the Honorable Minister of Information, who is also the government spokesperson and also a member of Parliament for Zomba Chisi. We'll take a short break. We'll be back momentarily.
I love brilliant green on my walls. I love signal red, sweet lime, electric blue. I just love golden yellow.
You get all that and more at Rainbow Paints. Imagine a water-based paint that is water-resistant. Imagine a paint that is absolutely washable to remove dirt. And it guarantees you 10,000 cleaning scrubs over its lifespan without losing its luster. There can only be one paint that does just that, and that paint is Acrylic Sheen. Get yours today at all leading hardware stores. Rainbow Paints. Peace of mind. Part of the deal.
In case you're just joining us, I'm joined by the Honorable Minister of Information and Government spokesperson, the Honorable Mark Botomani, who is also a Member of Parliament for Zomba Chisi. Welcome back to the other half of the program.
Thank you, Brian.
Let's talk about the public media. It's a thorn to many people today. NBC radio, television, and even in the information agency. These are meant to be public. media. Are you happy, Honorable Minister, with the way the public media, the state media, is performing?
Yes, Brian. Just to correct you, to say that they are not just meant to be public media. They are public media.
Oh, they are?
They are. Not just meant to.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they are. There's no moment they ceased to be, public. They
Sometimes,
are run on taxpayers' money.
Yes.
And so they are.
Oh, you understand they run on taxpayers' money, isn't
Not
it?
just understanding. It's actually, it's by law. It's by law. So yes, I am happy.
You are happy?
But yes, I'm happy. I'm happy.
You're happy with the propaganda that is going on at the state media?
No, I think if you talk about propaganda, then those are matters of perception. Those are matters of perception, because I don't know of any propaganda that is being run on the state media. What I know is that those institutions, the television, the radio, and even the print media. We have a print media in the Malawi News Agency, which prints Malawi Mail and Bomalatu. Those are meant to to give people what they're supposed to get, and that is to inform the people, to educate the people. And in some cases, to entertain the people, and that's why they are, and that's what they stand for. So to say that they transmit propaganda, that is just a matter of perception.
When you are watching NBC, I don't have any bond with NBC, but the impression is that they are now mouthpiece of the ruling party.
No, the NBC is a mouthpiece of government.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be.
It stands for the people.
It was supposed to be the mouthpiece of a government. But it looks like the posts have changed. They are now full swing into being the mouthpiece of a political party.
That is why, Brian, I have said that that is a matter of perception, because most of the programs that are carried on NBC, they are programs that are meant or that are designed, to educate the people. Or to inform the people. There are so many things that government is doing. In fact, people have been crying that this government, especially this administration, has been doing a lot in this country. But people have been saying that there's little information that is going out to inform the people what their government is doing. And it is institutions like NBC which is supposed to stand out to inform the people, to say this is what your government is doing. Now, if a minister goes to Doha, for example, to inaugurate a project, and NBC is there to cover that particular, event or activity, and they come and beam it on the NBC TV. You come and say that's a DPP function. But that's a government function.
But
because we are trying. What we're trying to say is people should know what is happening in Doha. What the minister went, for example, to inaugurate a particular project in Doha. That is a government project or government activity.
Yeah, but Honorable Minister, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when the state media, forms programs that are completely aimed at beating the drum for the ruling party, DPP in this case. Tailor-made programs to put DPP in the limelight.
Brian, I wish you went into specifics where we could perhaps have an opportunity to dissect each and every program as you're alluding to. Because in my view, and I listen to NBC and I watch NBC, most of their programs, majority of their programs are meant to, to inform the people what the government is doing. And so your view is that as they're doing that, they're actually raising the profile of the political party, in this case, the DPP. But that's not the case. Now, I know you may be confused with the activities of the party, which sometimes are featured on the networks. where an official, a party official, be it the regional governor, goes to address the people, a public rally, for example, a political rally in Mwanza, and NBC goes there. And it's not on NBC actually. They invite all media houses to go and take part in that particular event. And they come and beam it on NBC TV or NBC. They put it on NBC radio, and then you conclude that NBC is only there for the DPP. But you know what? NBC has time and again reached out to other political parties, opposition political parties, but they have been turned back because of the same perception I'm talking about. So it's a matter of perception.
I asked you in the beginning of this conversation on state media to say, as the minister responsible, are you happy with the way NBC is carrying out its operation?
Brian, I'm very happy.
You are very happy?
Yes, but there's always room for improvement. In any case, even in your institutions. In your institution, for example, the board of directors of this institution, they might say that they are happy with the way things are happening here, but they will also say that there are certain areas
where do you think the state media needs to improve, Honorable Minister?
Well, I was there just a few days ago,
yeah.
And one of the things that I challenged them is to have a robust commercial drive for the institution. It's an institution that is run by public money. Through Vote 275 from subvented organization, and we've just approved the budget last week, and they will be given the money to run, but part of it has to be raised by themselves. So I was challenging them that in that regard, there may be times that government will say, can you maybe contribute 75% by yourselves? So they will have to rise up to the occasion and have a robust commercial department that can help them to run without much.
So can you say without any contradiction that the state media is saving all Malawians? Because you rightly said that it's run on taxpayers' money. So the people that are with the Malawi Congress Party, UTM, other parties, they also have to be saved by the state media because it's run by their money.
State media, Brian, is saving all Malawians. And we will continue to save all Malawians. It has been doing that since 1964. And we'll continue to do that.
Let's talk about nepotism. Your government, Honorable Minister, is being accused of being nepotistic. Malawians, they all pay taxes. But when it comes to the time of utilizing and using those taxes, the concern amongst Malawians is that only a few are benefiting from our taxes.
Brian, I wish you expound a little bit when you say that only a few are benefiting from the taxes.
These sentiments have been made at the protests that are happening in this country to say that not all are benefiting from what is happening in this country.
Brian, those are matters of perception. If you look around and if you go to the appointments, for example, that His Excellency has been making since 2014 and even now in his second term, they have been fair. He has been looking at Malawi as Malawi and not this one is from the southern region, this one from
How
the
many
northern region.
ministers are from the north?
No, Brian, if you measure based on the number of ministers from the north, from the south, from the center, then you're missing the point.
If we cannot use that, use that yardstick,
no, Brian,
then which yardstick?
That is the wrong yardstick.
Okay, so which yardstick should we use?
Look here.
Yes.
His Excellency the President appointed his ministers from the number of members of parliament that he has. Do you know of any member
from
wait a minute,
from
Brian?
members of parliament?
Yes.
That he has.
Do you know of any person who is in cabinet today that is not a member of parliament?
But is that the yardstick that
No,
we chose as a country?
wait a minute. I'm just asking you. Do you know of any person who is in cabinet today and that is not a member of parliament?
When we attend democracy,
can I just
did we say
this?
that we are going to have
can I just
cabinet
finish this?
ministers
Can I just
from members of parliament.
Brian, can I just finish?
Yes.
This? It is the prerogative of the head of state and government to appoint a cabinet minister. So he appointed the president, in his wisdom, he appointed ministers from the members of parliament that he has. And he had to do
that is wrong.
Well, that's
because
your opinion,
if that is the yardstick,
that is your opinion.
And I'm entitled to my opinion.
And you know what, Brian?
Yeah.
The Constitution says it's the prerogative of the president.
Okay.
So you and I have no authority to question the president.
The president,
as to how he appoints his ministers or not. And the president is at liberty. He can drop me today. I cannot question him, and nobody can question him. Why are you dropping one Mark Botomani from cabinet?
So his yardstick.
That's his prerogative.
So his yardstick is that he's picking cabinet from his members of parliament.
You are the one who is talking about the yardstick. But what I told you is
wait a minute. The member of parliament aspect came from you.
What I told you that in this current cabinet, the way he designed it, he wanted to have he
could have decided to get out of to get members of cabinet outside even the party.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Because what we are saying is, according to the Constitution, it is prerogative.
Okay.
And you and I have...
Yeah, but you cannot come here on a national television saying he is only choosing from his parliamentarians when he has the whole country to choose from.
Okay, now you are talking about an issue of cabinet.
Yes.
This is a matter that the president himself, according to law, decides.
The issue of cabinet came from you.
Of course.
The issue of cabinet
of course,
came
I was
from
given
you.
a reference.
Yeah.
I was given a reference.
So I'm saying, how many has it taken from the north?
No, wait a minute. You asked me how many.
Because
wait a minute, Brian.
In terms of development, it has to be proportional.
Wait a minute.
Isn't it?
Now let me talk about development. I'm glad you've gone there.
Yeah.
You see, the perception...
Yeah, but can we finish on this cabinet issue?
We have already finished.
No, we haven't finished.
No, we have finished.
I'm asking...
We have finished where we have said. We have said.
Yeah.
We have finished where we have said.
Yes.
That it is the prerogative of the head of state and government, according to law, to appoint anybody who he believes he can work with.
Yeah, so I'm saying...
That's why we have finished.
The president...
Now, on development...
Can I just finish?
On development.
We haven't finished. He cannot use that criteria to say, because in the north, I only got these MPs, then I'm going to pick from these MPs. I think that thinking is wrong.
No, that is your... you see, Brian, when you are seated there as a journalist, as someone who is asking questions, you should not have an opinion.
No, I'm just digesting.
No, you should not have an opinion.
Digesting.
You are saying that is wrong. That is your opinion. And as a person who is sitting over that side,
but
you should not have an opinion.
He cannot use
that
excuse.
Ask me questions.
Yeah, he cannot use that excuse to say the president only picked cabinet from his members of parliament.
And that is
so what about in the north where he did not do well in terms of members of parliament?
No, Brian, I've said that in your position, sitting there, I'm sure you're a well-trained journalist, but you should not have an opinion.
No.
Just ask questions.
I'm asking
but wait a minute.
So the question is...
We have finished.
No, we haven't finished. The question is, how many cabinet ministers did he pick from the north?
No, you can go back to the list of cabinet ministers, but that I don't.
Do you think he has been fair?
I don't think that is a matter for discussion anymore, because I've already told you that it is his prerogative to appoint whom he believes.
Okay, let's talk about development.
Yes, development.
You wanted to talk about development.
Development. Yes. Ask the question.
Do you think he's being proportional?
Very proportional in terms of distribution of development. Everywhere in this country, you go everywhere in this country, there's a particular project that government is implementing. Go to Rumpi, Rumpi, you find the road being constructed up there. Go to Palombe, you find a hospital is being built there. Go to Mangochi, you find the road that has just been completed. There's a technical college there. Go to to Mchinji, there's a technical college. You go to Nchisi, we are putting up some towers there. Everywhere in this country, development is taking place. Let me give you one example. I was privileged in the last parliament. By the way, you didn't ask me. I'm not the first timer. I won on the by-elections in 2015, and I won again on 21st of May 2019. So you didn't ask me, but I'm not a first-timer MP.
I didn't say that you're first-timer. I didn't say that.
But anyway, I was privileged in the last parliament.
But I'm not here also to drum up your own drum.
It's by God's grace.
Yes.
You see, Brian, I was privileged to be a member of Budget and Finance Committee, which is a constitutional committee in Parliament. I was there for 3 years. And one of the duties and responsibilities of this committee is to check what government is doing, where the money is going, the money that we approve in Parliament. I was privileged to be in that committee. And we have been going around the country to see projects that government is implementing, one of which is the water projects that have been implemented in the northern region. Can I tell you, Brian, that each and every district of the northern region has a standalone water project with huge amounts of money, which we have approved in Parliament. Go around, you'll find that. You find projects, different projects running there. The Mombela University. You know, people will talk about there's nothing happening in at Mombela University. Take a drive. Go there and see what is happening. So what is happening
at Mombela University?
Because
this week we learned that the contractor has pulled out because he's not being given anything.
No, that's an administrative issue, Brian. It should not overshadow the bigger picture that is.
So what is the bigger picture then on Mombela?
The bigger picture is government is constructing a university in Nzimba at Mombela.
Are we on foundation level?
No, we have done the roads because, constructing a university is not...
Last year we were also on roads.
No, Brian.
Last year we were on roads.
No, have you been there? Have you been there before?
I've been there, yes. So there is nothing that you can show.
No, there's a lot that is happening there. Actually, the roads have been finished. The entrance has been finished. The water, pavements, whatever, has gone there.
And the contractor has abandoned the project.
I just said that's an administrative issue, Brian.
So is he coming back?
There are those hiccups sometimes you face, but they're not there to blur.
Where is this nepotistic card coming from?
It's a matter of perception. I think it's something that people just create these things. The government of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is not nepotistic. It reaches out to every Malawian, and even when in terms of distribution of projects, they go everywhere regardless of where he got the votes or he didn't get the votes.
Is there any communication strategy that your government is using, or it's just propaganda? We'll finish on that note.
No, Brian, we have a strategy that we're using in government. We know
to portray DPP as the mighty Democratic Progressive Party.
No, Brian, I don't speak for the DPP. It's a party that formed government, but I don't speak for the DPP. As a spokesperson who speaks for the DPP, I speak for government, and mainly on matters of policy. And we also have PROs, the public relations officers in various ministries, who mainly speak on administrative issues. But at this level, we speak on matters of policy. But if you talk about strategy, yes, we have a strategy, because we believe in communicating to the people. We believe in telling people the true narrative, which sometimes found wanting on your networks.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you don't tell people the true narrative of what the government
What is the truth in your opinion?
Government is doing a lot for the people of Malawi.
So should we tell people that you're building Mombela when the contractor has abandoned the project?
No, I just thought that is a very...
Yeah, so tell me your definition of the truth.
Issue.
What do you want us to say?
Brian,
should we say people are not demonstrating when they are demonstrating against your government?
Brian, there's a very huge project.
Where?
Coming to Mangochi. The Exim Bank of China just signed with government that they're building a 5-star hotel. There will be a golf course. There will be an airport. These are things to tell Malawians, Brian. There's a road being constructed in the north, a road that has been neglected for a long time. That is being
when the
Palombe Hospital that has been neglected for a long time.
When a government that is taking taxes from me paves a road, should I clap hands for that?
No, Brian, that's part of the... Go anywhere.
So am I supposed to clap hands when you're doing your
Brian,
job?
Every government in the world will tell you that we are doing something.
Yeah, so you want us to clap hands when you're doing you are hired to do?
I didn't say about clapping hands.
Yeah, but what are you...
Informing Malawian the truth. It's informing Malawian the truth. Tell Malawians the truth.
So what is the truth then?
The truth is that Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is developing this country. That's the truth. Go around everywhere in this country. You'll find a particular project going on somewhere. Be it a water project. Wait a minute. We have a very big, irrigation project in the Lower Shire, for example. Do you talk about it? Do you talk about the irrigation project in Dedza, for example?
This worries me. This worries me. When you're doing your job as a government, your job is to make sure that you develop this country. You do not ask people to praise you or to create songs because you have constructed a road. And the worry is that even the quality of the roads also, the quality of development, people are doing real development. In Kenya, they have just launched a train station.
Brian,
in Rwanda, they have just launched a car manufacturing company. Can we talk of real developments, not just, construction of a road?
Brian,
or university? Can we talk of something spectacular?
Brian, if you're saying that,
so what is something spectacular that is coming from this government?
Brian, if you're saying that constructing a university, building a road is not development, then I think you have a very different definition of development.
A university that is not there. You want me to clap hands for a university that is not there?
Brian,
you've been talking about the Mumbera University since you came here.
Brian, is the university...
So where is Mumbera?
Just fall from heaven?
So where is Mumbera?
It's being constructed.
Since when?
There are works that are going on there.
Since when?
You know it, Brian.
So what is there? So what is there to praise you or to inform Malawians about Mumbera?
Brian, our resolve or our agenda is not for you or for Malawians to clap hands at us or to praise us.
Yeah.
We are delivering development.
But are you listening?
That's what
are you seeing what other countries are doing? Zambia,
also
Kenya, Rwanda. And when you hear of developments that are happening in those countries, are you not embarrassed?
No,
Honorable Minister?
No, Brian, we cannot be embarrassed because
we're doing
our own things. We're doing our own things here. We're doing things that are based, what Malawians want. You see what? When we are doing these things, Brian, we're not just waking up one morning and say we want to build a hospital in Palombe. That's not what we do. This country is run through a strategy.
Chileka Airport has been... Chileka Airport.
Can I
you
just
want
finish
me
this?
to...
This is very important.
Yeah, Chileka Airport, as you finish. Chileka Airport, you have been maintaining it for I don't know how many years. You want me to praise you
There's a
for that?
Malawi growth development strategy, and now into development strategy number 3, which is derived from the Sustainable Development Program, as Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, and in the MTDS number 3, there we have priorities of priorities. And these are strategies that have been put by Malawians.
Yeah, but Malawians they don't want goals. Malawians they want tangible things.
These are things that Malawians themselves are demanding.
So
these are the things that Malawians are demanding. So we go by what Malawians are saying. What are they saying in the area of electricity? There's money program that is going in, erecting, poles or bring electricity to the people. We've just completed 336 trading centers just recently. And in the budget now, there's money that has also been, allocated for expansion of the same program. That's what Malawians want. So we are going by what Malawians want.
As you sit at Capitol Hill, I want you to know that around us, countries are surrounding us. They are doing substantial matters rather than just singing a song.
Malawi too.
Unfortunately,
Malawi too, because they also learn from us. There are also things that other countries learn from us.
Unfortunately, we don't have much time. Quite intriguing, I must say, hearing you talk, Honorable Minister, tonight. We wish we had more time. And on behalf of the management here, I would like to sincerely thank you for coming to do this interview here at Times headquarters in Blantyre. Once again, thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure.
Well, on that note, we conclude this week's edition of the program Times Exclusive. In this edition of the program, I've been talking to the Honorable Minister of Information, who is also government spokesperson, the Honorable Mark Botomani, MP. My name is Brian Banda, from all of us here at Times headquarters in Blantyre. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.